Let's be honest. How many times have you gotten one of those over the top, super aggressive, hammer your face in and smash you over the head sales type emails where you just clicked delete after reading the subject line and maybe the first few lines of the email, right? Now, you're sending emails, obviously you have something to promote, something to sell, but you don't want to be salesy, right? So what we're going after is, think of this, right? When was the last time one of your friends came up to you and told you about a product that they had an amazing experience with, how they described it to you, and then all of a sudden you were like, yeah, I want that. And then you went and checked it out, right? And then you became the friend that tells other people about it. That's the kind of energy that we want to convey in our email. That's what we're going after. And so to help you do that, here are 4 tips that you can use today to help you sell in your emails without being a sleazy salesman type guy or gal. So, tip number 1. The first thing that you need to do is understand your audience, right? Think about the friend I was just talking about before. They know what you like, they know what you don't like, they know what you're into, they know what your struggles are. And that's the kind of knowledge and information and insight that you need about your audience. You need to understand them deeply to come across like that friend. So, first and foremost, you need to be doing research on your audience. Honestly, the best copy comes from if you are the buyer or the customer of the product or service that you're trying to sell. So if you're formerly someone who wanted to lose weight, lost a crap ton of weight, you know what the feelings are of that person trying to lose weight. You know their struggles, and it's very personal for you, right? So that's where that good copy, that understanding of the client comes from. So if you can find something like that, that's the best. And if you're not personally a client of the product or service that you're trying to find, the next best things are transformation stories on YouTube or reviews on Amazon, things that show the emotions and the transformations and people describing their journey. That's the goal. That's what you're after, so that people in your email can relate to that as well, right? So do your research. It's not the most glamorous part of doing email marketing, but good copy comes from great research. So do your research. Okay, tip number 2, story-based benefits. Now, if you went to marketing school or to any kind of studying or course or anything in marketing, you've probably been beaten over the head, just like those annoying emails, with benefits over features, right? Everyone knows that. Quick review, benefits versus features. A feature, for example, is your smartphone has 120 gigabytes of storage space. Feature. Benefit is that you can store thousands of photos and videos without ever having to worry about running out of space. That's the benefit, right? Everyone knows that. Now, let's take it one step higher. Add a story to those benefits to make it even more appealing to your audience. People resonate with stories. That's how wisdom was passed down for generations, because people didn't write stuff back then, right? We do, but we still want to take that primal part of the brain that really relates with the stories and use that for our emails. So, we want to deliver your benefits in story format. So, here's an example, right? Let's say that you're selling a meal prep service that ships out healthy meals according to the person's macros right to their doorstep. And let's say your avatar was a busy mom who's an executive who has long hours but doesn't have time to cook, but also wants to spend time having that meal time with her family, right? The family time. So the story could be that instead of saying the benefit of we deliver healthy meals to your doorstep, it could be that your avatar, let's say Sarah, for example, Sarah was able to eat healthy meals with her family without having to sacrifice the precious little family time she already has with meal prep and cooking. Now, there's your story and the benefits embedded together. That's going to inspire people, and that's going to make people feel Sarah's pain and frustration and her transformation with the benefit, right? That's what we want in our emails as well. Tip number 3, making sure that your tone is conversational. Now, when I say conversational, we need to bear in mind that this is an email, not a text, right? Now, in texting, it's okay to use language like LULZ, LOLs, LOL, things like that, but it's not really email language. It's an email, not a text. So we need to make sure that there's that delineation, right? So I would prefer you guys err on the side of being a little bit more polished and professional than coming across as a little bit more crass and casual, unless that's your brand personality. If that's your brand personality, by all means, go for it, right? But bear in mind, to be conversational, that means we're not writing essays, we're not writing paragraph after paragraph in emails, right? We want to keep it short and sweet and conversational. Kind of like how I'm talking to you now. That's how you would write an email. It's conversational, okay? No essays and no text language. Conversational, but useful sentences and appropriate grammar, of course. Tip number 4. So you need to make a soft call to action. Now, we talked about in the beginning of the video hammering your audience or your subscribers over the head with an aggressive CTA like click here to buy now. So the soft call to action, or soft CTA, is where your CTA is the next natural and logical step in the email. So for example, if the purpose of your email was to get them to schedule a call, right, your call to action might be check out the available times here, right? It's not book a call now or you're going to be a loser for the rest of your life. You don't want that kind of language, right? Or it could also be something like find a time that works for you, right? It's casual, it's soft, it's conversational, it's not aggressive. These are the kinds of CTAs that we want, right? Now, on top of that, I hope you're doing more than one CTA. And what I mean by that is the same CTA multiple times throughout your email. We're not sending 6 different CTAs like buy this, click that, go watch this YouTube video, this, that, or the other. It can be very confusing in the body of an email. So we don't want to do that. We want to confuse people. It's the same CTA but mentioned multiple times, ideally 3. One in the lead, one in the body, and one at the conclusion, right? If it takes someone 2 sentences to get them to say, I want that, give them the option to buy right at the lead. So that's number 1. And then if they just need a little bit more, that's the body, right? You have your CTA in the body. And obviously for the people who read from beginning to end, which is very rare and getting even rarer, if they want to read the top to the bottom of your email, at the bottom of the email, there's another CTA. So that's a good number of CTAs to have in your email, 3, but minimum 1, maximum 4, and have multiple CTAs, ideally softer CTAs. And another cool thing that you can do is if you're doing a story-based benefit or a benefit by itself even, whatever the case may be, whatever's appropriate for your email, you can take that benefit and hyperlink that as a call to action. Instead of saying, click here to book your call or schedule your call or find a free time, like let's go back to the example about the meal prep service, right? So in your description of the benefit, it could be like, Sarah now has more time to spend with her family and is by not having to meal prep, right? So that whole sentence, or even part of that, spend more time with your family instead of cooking, that could be hyperlinked as a CTA, right? So something else to keep in mind when building those CTAs. So go out there, use those 4 tips today to sell without being salesy. I'll see you on the next one.